Hi, I am Sophie Startram and welcome to another video. Before we begin, I just wanted to thank you so much for all the support I've had for my previous videos. Honestly, I didn't expect many people would like or even watch them. So, thank you so much for giving me a chance. And yeah, I also want to say that this video is gonna be sponsored, and it's gonna be sponsored by me. I have a copy on the description and on the comment section. Sadly, me and my husband are a little bit in a hard situation. We're having trouble having enough money for food. So if you guys want to help us and also support me, I would appreciate if you could buy a commission. If not, then honestly anything helps. And I just wanted to say that in case anyone can help a little bit with the situation, I really appreciate it. And yeah, I wanted to make a little bit of a more positive video talking about a little someone I really love in my house, my little cat, my Rito. So in case you don't know, I own a cat. I already had him before, but it wasn't exactly my cat. It's a little bit complicated to explain, but before I became independent and lived in my own place with my husband, the cat and I lived in a different place with, I guess you could say, my other family. I've had to re-record this part mostly because I don't want I don't want people to just mess too much with, my family and such. I don't want people to have mean words to say about them, and I just don't want people to harass them or just to say anything. But I also believe that it's important to say that neither me nor my cat used to feel very comfortable at the previous place, and I believe it's very clear when you see the current state of Rito compared to the previous state. Before Rito came to live with us, he was constantly running away from people and hiding, and he would never really be in the house. He was almost a stray cat. I would try to, pet him, and he often felt more comfortable with me. And he would constantly be in like my room, hiding under the bed and such. He was always kind of paranoid, and it was very hard to see. He was always like hissing too. When I talk to my husband about this, he tells me that when I came to live with him back in the day, I was acting the same way my cat was acting, so I guess you can kind of imagine how uncomfortable both my cat and me were back in the old place. Eventually, I convinced my family members that had the cat to give me the cat so he would live with us. They already had other cats, so they could stay with those cats, and I got to stay with Rito. Now, the first time was a little bit complicated. He was very scared of the new place, and I stayed with him for 2 days, just helping him. Just helping him try to get used to the new place. I remember that after some time, he started to just walk around freely, and he realized that he wouldn't get yelled at for doing some basic cat things, just exploring. I gave him a lot of freedom to do whatever and just be around the house, walk wherever he likes. And he started to become a lot more confident. I was usually told that orange cats were very known for being kind of sassy and kind of they're constantly dissing you and they're going out on their own adventures. But I remember that after the initial adaptation to the house and the adaptation to both me and my husband, Rita started to become like a house cat. I don't know how to explain it, but he never left the house. In fact, once he realized that he wouldn't be yelled at for being in the bed, he started just sleeping with us. He still likes to sleep at the feet of the bed, but he started to sleep with us, and he started to walk over us when we were asleep at night, and he just stayed around. If we were belly up on the bed, he would stay in the chest, and if we were belly down, he would stay on the back. And if not, he would either just stay on the shoulder, or he would squeeze himself in the middle of both me and my husband just to sleep with us. He was such a baby. I remember that at the very first, at the beginning of it all, he was very scared of being in the darkness. Now this is something that I can relate to, and he constantly needed one of us to be watching him eat, or just be watching something and realizing that he was going to be okay if he just let his guard down. I mean, honestly, it's kind of relatable to me. I remember that I was a bit of the same when I started to be independent. I was kind of scared to do anything, and I constantly needed reassurance that I was not going to be jailed up for doing anything. So, that's. I guess I could really understand where my cat was coming from, and I just tried to take care of him. I always tried to be there. He started to be really close to us, and especially to my husband. In case you didn't know, I call my husband Pinka. That's his internet name. I gave it to him. That's why I'm Blue Kitten. I'm Blue Kitten and he's Pink Cat. So I remember that Rita was staying closest to Pink Cat. I don't know why, but he was always like trying to gain his attention and was always like around his feet. And he was always asking for like cuddles from him. I remember that very clearly. Some time passed, Rita started to become a lot more comfortable around us, and that kind of brings me to some funny story times. So I remember when we bought a small carpet for a room we call it the office. It's a room where we both Pink Cat and me often work together whenever we had the chance to. We found that having our workspace different to the bedroom was actually something that helped us concentrate a lot better and not see work as something to, get distracted from or sleep. You will find out that changing how you work or even the place where you work is actually something very good for your mental health. So we changed that and we transformed this little empty room we had into our office. And when we got the carpet, let me tell you, the one that was the biggest fan of the carpet was Rito. He started to just go around in the carpet like he just went on the carpet and just showed his belly. Now it did take a couple of months for him to be comfortable touching his belly. I remember at the beginning he would not even allow me to touch him if he wasn't watching, but nowadays he just throws himself into the carpet and he expects us to just give him pat-pats on the belly. If we don't give him the belly pat-pats, he's going to bite us. He wants his belly pat-pats. I also remember that at the beginning, he wasn't really asking for much outside of food or to clean his litter box or for water. I remember that he only ever called our attention for that, and otherwise he would just be around the house, either looking at us or just trying to catch the bugs. The house was kind of dirty, so we spent a lot of time just cleaning it up. But you can guess that for Rita that wasn't really a problem. He just spent the time just catching bugs. That's something he still does to this day. But nowadays, you just see him and he's constantly biting us just for love. In fact, he now bites us more because he wants attention over food or water. It's just so funny. It's very common for him to just come to us and make us believe that he wants something like water or food, and then he doesn't want the water or anything. He just wanted us to follow him and to give him attention. That's something he does. Another thing that he learned to do is that he learned how to knock doors. I don't know how to explain this, but Rita learned that, because we have the office and the bedroom separated, often me and Pink Cat just knock the door in case, we're busy or something. It's just a respect thing. We knock the door of each other in case the door is closed, just to know if it's okay to enter. Rito learned how to do that. He learned how to knock the door so we would think that it's either me or Pink Cat, and when we open the door it's just him. It's so weird. Many times we're like, okay, are you my husband or my cat? And if I hear like a meow from coming down below, then I know it's the cat. It's also funny because both me and Pink Cat also meow, mostly because I don't know, we're just two dorkable couple, married couple. We're a very dorkable married couple, so sometimes we get confused too. I also realized that my cat acts different between me and my husband. I didn't know cats could do this, but apparently my cat expects me to treat him differently than how he expects Pink Cat to treat him. So for example, whenever I'm with my cat, I have to speak in like my kind of like my soft tone. Like now that I have the microphone in front of me, I speak in like a more of like a way that projects my voice. But whenever I'm not actually recording, I speak with the voice that I often start my videos with. This is just because I know that in my house I don't have to project my voice for my voice to be heard. We have very low volume for everything, so I can just speak in my usual kind of whisper tone, and I know my husband will still listen to me. My cat got used to me talking in that tone, so I have to talk to him in that tone or he won't listen to me. Like whenever I'm like, Rita, come here, he doesn't come, then I have to say, Rita, come here, and then he listens to me. It's one of those things I didn't know cats could know, but he needs his baby tone or else he won't listen to me. I don't know. On top of that, he needs my pat pats and my cuddles to be extra soft. If they're not soft, he doesn't want them and he just leaves. Like I like he likes when Pink Cat, like the way he treats Pink Cat is different to how he treats me. With Pink Cat, he expects like the most dominant voice. Pink Cat has the most dominant voice compared to mine, and he expects like rougher pat pats. I think what's funny is that sometimes I've tried to give Rita some rougher pat pats and he just leaves. He doesn't like my rougher pat pats. But when Pink Cat tries to give him softer pat pats, he bites Pink Cat just so he can get his rougher pat pats. So Pink Cat cannot pat him in a soft way, and I cannot pat him in the rough way. He has like the specific kinds of pat pats associated with specific people. I mean, if he doesn't get that, then he doesn't want them. I didn't know he could have preferences like that, but I guess there you have me being a cat mama to discover those kinds of things. Another thing that he does, and this is very funny, is that whenever I spend time working on my computer, you know that I work on commissions, I work on video making, I work on my game project, Heartstrings. Sometimes I spend a lot of time in my computer just working, and he gets on like the desktop and he places himself in front of the computer. Sometimes I have my hands in there and he will just place his whole body on top of the computer so it blocks my vision from the computer so I can give him pat pats. He wants my attention so badly. Like, and if I continue to ignore him after this part, he will just bite me to get some pat pats. So I just have to move him out from the computer, place him on my lap, give him pat pats while I'm trying to work. And if I don't give him enough pat pats, he'll bite me. He wants his pat pats. He needs the pat pats. If he doesn't get pat pats, he's going to bite you. Another funny thing that he does is that he's such a chill cat. Like, I cannot express enough how different he is from the past. Like, in the past, you would just get close to him and he would run away. But nowadays, he's like on the bed and he's like sleeping. And my husband every now and then pranks him. Like, he just takes the cat and places him somewhere else, or just turns him around. Because our cat is an orange cat, we say that we have to toast the cat, like, because he's like a very bright yellow orange cat. So he says that it's like the cat is a piece of bread and we have to toast him. So sometimes the cat is just kind of resting. Busy just grabs him, turns him around, and then the cat just continues to rest like he doesn't care. Sometimes like Pink Cat starts to patting him in the belly, and then he just like essentially he just like, I don't know how to explain this, but he moves the hand so the cat is like almost completely open. I don't know how to explain it. Like, his back is like on the bed and then his belly is at the top and he just accepts the back pats. And then he turns him around again and then he does nothing. We can rotate him, translate him from like one place to another. We can just do whatever and the cat will be chill. I guess he just does. I guess he simply knows that we will never hurt him, so he just allows everyone to do whatever they want with him. He's literally the most baby cat ever. I remember that back before, before we brought him to the house, he used to prefer to be outside of the house and have fights with other cats. But now that he's here, he's constantly in the house and he will never leave. Like, the only reason why he leaves is because he like patrols the place. I don't know how to explain this, but like Rita is constantly searching if there's any cat nearby of the house so he can fight the cat and that cat leaves us alone. Also, in case you don't know, I'm actually pregnant, and ever since I started to smell pregnant, I don't know how to explain this, but like I have a weird baby smell. And ever since I've got this smell, Arita has just been overprotective of me, the same way that my husband has been of me. I don't know. It feels like I don't know. Maybe this is weird, but I feel like Rita knows I'm pregnant, and that's why he's been starting to fight with other cats a lot more. It's like he's protecting me and protecting the house. It just feels that way. I don't know why. Overall, he's just very, very clingy. I think it's also worth mentioning that, you know, he's a male cat, which are not very commonly house cats. But he's a male orange cat, and he's somehow like the most house cat ever. He doesn't go outside. He doesn't even go he doesn't go far. Before we brought him here. You could see him going outside of the other house for like many meters away, like entire streets away. But nowadays he doesn't even want to get out of like the backyard. He just loves being in the house so much. Outside of that, you often can find him like sleeping around the house. Most of the things he does is sleep and watches from afar. I didn't realize that cats could blink so slowly. I started to do some research because a lot of the things that Rita was doing were things that I never knew cats could do. Rita's like my first real cat, so I didn't really know what was normal and what was not. But as I came to discover, the more slowly a cat blinks at you, it's the safest he feels around you. And he also started to sleep whenever we had a piece of clothing that smelled like us. He just slept in there, and I don't know. I read that it's because it reminds him of us. So that's very cute. Luckily, it seems that my way of cat parenting, I guess I could say, has inspired the previous family to do some changes. Mostly because whenever I go to the other house, I always see the cats a little bit less paranoid. They still don't feel comfortable around visitors, and they still kind of run away. But I've seen them come a lot closer to us, and they're constantly like pressing their head against us and asking for belly rubs. They wouldn't ask for belly rubs before. And I like to believe that the kind of example we're setting for the previous, from a previous family, is something that they are following to heart. Mostly because that's what I see with the other kitties. And you know what? If they're learning how to be cat parents thanks to how we are treating our cat, then I believe that's just a win. It's a win for everyone, honestly. That's about it. I hope you liked this kind of a bit more positive video. And, you know, if you want a commission or anything, you always have the coffee. Thank you so much for watching, and see you in the next one. Bye bye!